The latest murmurs from the tech rumor mill suggest Samsung might be cooking up something absolutely amazing with the Z Fold 8. You know how Samsung's been playing it fairly safe with recent foldable iterations. Well, that might all change next year. The device has already popped up in a GSMA filing with model number SMF971U and the fascinating codename H8. And here's the kicker. This isn't simply another incremental update we're talking about. What's got everyone excited is the idea of a fully reinvented form factor that might radically redefine how we think about foldable phones. The model number SMF971U clearly defines this as a fold variation, not a flip device, and the U suffix confirms that Samsung aims to introduce this innovation to American consumers. After years of honing the same fundamental recipe, Samsung seems set to shake things up in a way that could finally deliver on the foldable promise we've been waiting for. What makes this wide design so intriguing? Here's where things become very fascinating. Instead of sticking with the tall, narrow panels we've gotten accustomed to seeing on foldables, Samsung is purportedly developing something that takes an entirely new approach. Reports claim the business is working on a model that combines dual 18:9 screens to produce an interior display with a nearly square 18:18 aspect ratio. Think about what this implies for productivity workflows. The current Z Fold series has always seemed like you're unfolding a tall, slender tablet that's difficult for document processing, video calls, or running numerous apps side by side. But with this wide approach, you'd be getting something that prioritizes horizontal real estate. Imagine having two full-width papers open simultaneously or hosting a video conference while taking notes without everything seeming cramped. This design philosophy solves one of the greatest concerns about current foldables. That weird aspect ratio that never quite seems right for serious work. Samsung is apparently trying to finish the features surrounding this phone by the end of September or early October, suggesting they're taking this concept seriously enough to potentially launch it with the normal Z Fold 8. The more I think about it, the more this feels like Samsung admitting what Google got right with the Pixel Fold series, that broader, more natural aspect ratio when unfold. Samsung has certainly been paying attention, and it looks like they're preparing to put their own take on the concept while potentially providing people an option between form factors. Revolutionary display technology might eradicate the wrinkle forever. Here's what might be the most fascinating element of the Z Fold 8 story. Samsung looks to have found a solution to the crease problem that's plagued every foldable phone from day one. The company is apparently adopting laser-drilled metal plate technology that might make that persistent fold line almost disappear. Let me break this down. Current foldables require a metal support plate under the folding display, but Samsung's innovative solution entails accurately carving minuscule patterns into that plate using laser technology. This approach is supposed to distribute stress over the folding display more equally, potentially making the crease practically imperceptible to both sight and touch, while considerably enhancing long-term durability. What makes this even more interesting is that Samsung has already demonstrated the underlying technology. Samsung Display has already announced Montflex, their next-gen foldable OLED brand meant to produce smaller, more durable panels with a considerably less obvious seam. This isn't just theoretical anymore. This is tech that Samsung has already displayed, working in concert with a laser drilling breakthrough to create what might be the first completely seamless foldable experience. The time couldn't be better for Samsung to master this technology. Analyst reports currently say Apple's first foldable iPhone could be delayed until 2027, giving Samsung a potential runway to build technological dominance before its greatest competition even enters the market. If they can genuinely eradicate the crease in 2026, that's going to revolutionize how consumers see foldables, from feeling like experimental gadgets to luxury products that rival standard smartphones. Power and productivity aspects make a reappearance. One area where Samsung has been painfully conservative is battery capacity, and it's been a major barrier for people who want to use these devices as actual work machines. The Z Fold series has been stuck at 4,400 milliamps since the Z Fold 3, which is honestly inadequate for a device that needs to power two displays while managing demanding multitasking workloads. But the Z Fold 8 looks primed to finally overcome this problem in a meaningful way. Samsung is apparently intending to raise battery capacity to more than 5,000 milliamps, for at least a 600 mAh bump over the existing 4400 mAh pack. For reference, there's the difference between a device that barely survives a rigorous workday and one that confidently performs heavy productivity tasks, extended video conversations, and media consumption without continuously scrambling for charging cords. Even more encouraging for productivity users is the planned restoration of S Pen support. Samsung took the controversial choice to discontinue stylus compatibility with the Z Fold 7 in pursuit of a smaller design, but S Pen support is expected to return with the Z Fold 8. The fascinating element is how they're handling this difficulty. Samsung looks to be developing a viable alternative stylus option that doesn't rely on a digitizer layer to work. This might be a major breakthrough if they get it out. Imagine gaining the productivity benefits of accurate stylus input for note-taking, sketching, and document annotation without the thickness penalty that's typically associated with digitizer layers. Combined with the wider screen format and greater battery life, this could finally deliver on the promise that foldables have been making for years. A true laptop replacement that fits in your pocket. The competition heats up as Apple enters the race. Samsung's aggressive timeline and ambitious feature list for the Z Fold 8 make perfect sense when you consider the competitive scenario they're preparing for. While Apple's foldable iPhone has been pushed out to 2027, Samsung clearly aims to achieve both technological superiority and market dominance far before that competition arrives. What's particularly remarkable is the technology sharing dynamic at play here. The laser drilling technology Samsung hopes to use will likely be shared with Apple through Samsung Display, creating this odd situation where Samsung is essentially supplying the very invention that could power its future rivals' foldable ambitions. But being first to market with refined technology provides Samsung a critical advantage in building consumer expectations and brand loyalty. With an anticipated July 2026 debut window, Samsung will have a full year to demonstrate the superiority of their strategy, enhance manufacturing, and maybe attract enterprise clients who've been waiting for foldables mature enough for genuine business use. That's a huge head start in what could become the most crucial mobile technological transition since the smartphone itself. The development timeframe also illustrates Samsung's significant dedication to this objective. A Samsung South Africa executive informed Android Authority that a Fold 8 is already in design back in July 2025, indicating this isn't just wishful thinking but genuine plans already in motion with dedicated engineering resources and executive backing. 2. What this means for the future of mobile computing. If Samsung can execute on even half of these expected upgrades, the Galaxy Z Fold 8 might be the actual inflection point where foldables transform from pricey curiosities to widespread productivity tools. Consider the transformation. A tablet that eliminates the obvious crease, gives genuine all-day battery life with intensive use, brings back productivity-focused S Pen compatibility, and potentially introduces a more natural widescreen form factor tailored for real work. These advancements directly address the three largest challenges that have kept mainstream users and enterprise clients away from foldables. The obvious crease has always made these devices feel unfinished, like luxury experiments rather than polished goods. Poor battery life has hampered their usability as primary devices for professionals who can't afford downtime. And the absence of S Pen support felt like a step backward for the very users who should benefit most from foldable technology, those who need adaptable tools for note-taking, creative work, and document collaboration. The broad design alternative particularly excites me because it acknowledges something crucial. Various users have fundamentally varied needs from their folding devices. Some people emphasize media consumption and prefer that tall, narrow form factor for social media and video. Others need something that feels more natural for productivity tasks, document editing, and professional multitasking. By potentially offering both possibilities, Samsung might considerably increase the attractiveness of foldables beyond early adopters. What's exciting is that Samsung execs have verified that work is already underway, suggesting these aren't simply hypothetical features, but advances Samsung is actively developing and testing. The business has been gradually resolving foldable restrictions generation by generation, and the Z Fold 8 is their biggest ambitious leap yet, potentially the gadget that finally alters the entire mobile environment in 2026. So that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting updates on the latest technology. Thanks for watching.